Hello, brothers and sisters of light, and welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. But if it goes over 10 minutes, there's something very fucking important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listener's discretion is advised. So if you believe in God, not for yourself, but you believe in an external God, you shouldn't watch my videos. If you have this idea that I'm talking all wrong, and you think I'm talking nonsense, and you think I'm talking off the side of my feelings, you should. Anytime you're in your NPC, a personal non-playable character, you're in your emotions. I am not. These videos are not for the emotionals. These videos are not for the sensitive. These videos are not for the stick in the muds. You're stuck in your ways. You can't open your mouth. Your mind is too closed. All right, let's get on with the topic for today. Today's topic will be about when is a woman actually happiest in her life? Two. I'm talking from my experiences and thousands of other men's testimonials. I'm going to give you a little hint, guys. For you guys who are astute brothers from another mother who likes education, which most of you aren't interested in education that much because most of you are beta and some of you just want to be beta alphas. But to be clear, an alpha, again, from a Gen X perspective, is a teacher, is a person who doesn't do monogamous relationships, a person who does due diligence in research. So we know that most of you guys are not that. All right? Most of you guys not in holistic. Most of you guys are not esoteric. Most of you guys are not spiritual. All right, we got that out of the way. What I learned from my experience, from what I can ascertain, is when a woman who has not been taught, I'm going to say this key word again, not been taught by an alpha male father, which is rare and far between, okay, she's going to have the happiest time of her life, wait for it, is when she's suffering. Wow, yeah. The happiest time of a woman's life is when she's suffering, because you know why? When a woman, I'm going to give you from my experience perspective, okay? As I traveled to Ethiopia, I lost my virginity to my Ethiopian wife out there in Ethiopia. I learned one thing. And also, men told me this before I even left to Ethiopia, but I was confused. Why is that so? Why a woman is in her happiest moment when she's suffering? Right? That doesn't make sense. But let me just explain to you what suffering means. Suffering means that when she has absolutely no fucking way out of her situation, she feels content at that moment. Like, for example, I'll give you a great example. I'm going to put you in my shoes from my perspective and other men's perspective. I'm speaking for most men, okay? But, of course, I know most of you guys aren't researchers, okay? It's okay. You're not therapists. I know most of you aren't those things, but I am, okay? I went to college for it, yes. But, of course, I went over there, spoke to this woman for 5 years, told her about everything in the lowdown. Now, she's doing everything she's possibly supposed to be doing, right, in her country, right? And I actually lived out there illegally, and I got in trouble for that shit, too. So, this is another mental note for you guys. You cannot have adult citizenship in any country. You cannot do it, especially in Ethiopia. I traveled there, and I actually got fined for it, and I could have been thrown in jail because I overstayed my welcome. I actually lived there for 2 years. Yeah, I have special abilities, so I get disability. Yeah, I don't have mental illnesses, but they say I have mental illnesses. I'm a schizo, okay? Schizo-Indigo child, right? You know, like Jesus and Mark Twain's and the Socrates and the Solomons out there who got magical abilities, which science can't explain, okay? It works for me, okay? But anyway, since I do and I don't have mental illnesses from perspective of me and the government, okay? I worked into my money, so I don't get SSI. I get SSDI. Social Security Disability Insurance, because I worked for many years. And I also lived in the street for many years too. I was homeless. All right. But of course, not because of my mental illness or anything like that you may assume. I have prophecy dreams. And I was told that my wife was in Ethiopia, another country. I used to have dreams of dolphins pulling me across the water and shit. But anyway, long story short, I digress here. I went over there. Lived over there in her country for like 2 years. I digress. And everything is peaceful, hanky-danky. I even tried to do the polygyny thing and stuff. Tried to get her sister and everything. Everything was on hanky-danky. everybody told me I should stay over there. And of course, that is a good idea. But my spirits told me it's time I had to leave. I could not stay in Ethiopia. So I eventually had to leave in 2013, in May, which I all recorded. I recorded the whole thing. Most guys can't do what I do. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to say these are facts, okay? When you go over there and you live over there, the food is more natural. Lots of things I can talk about in Ethiopia because of my experiences. I also traveled to the Gambia. And soon I'm going to the Kenya and I'm going to Sierra Leone and I'm also going to Nigeria to see how it is firsthand. You have to go places firsthand, okay, in order to experience it, right? So I'm living out there for 2 years. No problems. Now, I did have some little problems with her even while I was there because it was hard for her to accept polygyny. But I tried to try to talk to her into it. But my Holy Spirit came to me and said, it's time to leave. When my firstborn daughter was born, I didn't marry my wife until it was time for me to leave. So I married her, had my firstborn daughter, and I all recorded it on Marvelous Knowledge, the first one, okay? So as I recorded this and I had a hanky-dinky time out there, I paid $162 a month and I had free cable and everything else. Food was delicious out there, but don't eat the meat. The meat is gamey and chewy, but that's another video for another day, okay? So as I lived out there peacefully and everything, and tried to invite her with other females and shit like that, she knew for a fact that she had a situational issue, okay, which she has no choice, right? And I tried to tell her this will benefit us, and she agreed. Okay, she agreed. She knew her sister liked me, and I recorded the whole entire thing, right? So the spirits told me it's time to leave. And I didn't really want to marry her, because I don't believe in marriage because the system has this, they put their hand in the marriage. You're like under a contractual agreement that you owe her your soul if you want to divorce her so she could get something. No, I don't believe in that shit. Okay, I believe in mutual understanding and trusting and testing and psychologicals. I do a whole lot of things that a lot of guys can't do. Okay, I don't teach too much on the internet too much. I got my daughters to watch. Right, Tessa? Yep. And I got my other daughter in there. So I'm doing too much here. Okay, so when she's in her situation, I could not tell if she was sad or happy. But she was mostly happy because I always made her smile. I put it on the video. Mostly happy, mostly happy, mostly happy. Nobody's going to be 100% happy. But I really didn't want to take her out of the country. But I had to because my Holy Spirit told me to. I even tried to lose my passport, which is a whole new subject altogether. But eventually, long story short, I did bring her back, and I didn't think that a virgin would be disloyal, okay? But you can't trust anybody, guys. Even if you're doing your testing and stuff like that, eventually you're going to have to... The best thing to do for any form of woman is to basically have a backup plan. You got to play chess with women because they get finicky, they get tired, and they usually get bored, even though they have everything they need. So when a woman's suffering, she'll have everything she needs and get bored. That is the key element here. That's a problem with a lot of women I've talked to as being a therapist. Yes, I used to talk to so many women that told me the same thing. They just get bored. He's a nice guy. They had no problems, but they just get bored. They feel that when they're bored, they are suffering. Now, I'm not talking about the suffering of abuse, okay? I'm talking about in their mind. Women suffer in their mind because they don't know what to do with that contentment, that peace. What disturbs their mind is basically being at peace until they want to find a stranger danger to see where more excitement is at. They want to try to do hypergamy. That is when they suffer. That is when they're the happiest. So now, since you understand how and why women, when they suffer, they're the happiness, they will actually regret it later on for making big mistakes. They will suffer greatly. But I recommend you guys to protect yourself because I know guys don't think like this. It's a backwards type of way of thinking, but just focus on collateral damage. Just have a plan B, plan C, plan D. You wouldn't have to worry about her at all if she fuck up because you already know she's going to try to fuck up, and she did, okay? So now she paying me child support. Now she paying me alimony and everything else. Cheating, stealing, lies, boredom. That's all a form of uncontentment. And also laziness. Okay, but other than that, that's all I really want to say because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. And this is under 10 minutes, guys. So do you agree or do you disagree? Okay, because I know there's a lot of beta males who will disagree with me. And they're not even a therapist, but they'll try to fuck with me. I'm out of here, guys. Hope you learned something here. Peace.